Hello and welcome to the Lowdown, the official Download Festival 2013 telly-programme. Here to bring you killer interviews, videos and news from the bands on this year's lineup, right here on Scuzz TV. I'm Bees, and on this week's edition, we've got UK rising stars Blitz Kids, and of course, calm down, Echelon. We've only got 30 Seconds to Mars on the show. Oh, chill out. Of course, we've got your requests and shout-outs. Music videos from bands on this year's lineup. What would Bruce do?
What would Bruce do?
Oh yes, what would Bruce do? Your chance to win download tickets in the Download's Big Ten, where this week we asked you what the most impressive thing you can do in 30 seconds is. Again, you lot are starting to scare us, but not as much as I was scared by the way that my voice went all high-pitched there. Right, time is ticking away. Download is just 8 weeks away. 8 weeks, that's mental. As you should know by now, all of the fun happens June 14th to the 16th. You've still got time to get your tickets. You don't want to be sat at home tucking into your frayed bentos in your pants, seeing all your mates' Facebook updates showing you how much of a rad time they are having at the best festival in the world ever. Do you? No, you do not. Right, first tune this week comes from the man pulling double duty at Download. Here we go, Corey Taylor, Stone Sour, 30-31-50. Right, that was Stone Sour, who you can find murdering it on the main stage on the Sunday of this year's Download Festival. And this, my good friends, is from Nu Metal Heavyweights. God, I'm so excited to say this. POD are at this year's Download Festival. This is probably the first and last ping-pong-themed heavy metal video you'll ever see. Boom. Quite literally. We'll be back after the break with 30 Seconds to Mars. Chill out! And the Download's Big Ten, where you guys get the chance to say something mental, and we might reward you with a pair of download tickets. See you in a few. Welcome back to the Lowdown, the official Download TV show with me, Bees. Now, you can stop frothing at the mouth, or wherever else you might be frothing from. It's only Jared from 30 Seconds to Mars. Ah! Bees, welcome to the Lowdown, Mr. Jared Leto. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. Nice to be here and have a cup of tea.
Very English.
Very English. I'm practicing.
And so, is it exciting to have dates ready, and to be hitting the road again?
It's incredible. We are so excited to get back on the road. We have been working on this album for 2 years. It's called Love, Lust, Faith, and Dreams. And it's here. We launched the first song into space with the help of NASA, literally. Put it in a rocket and sent it up into space to the International Space Station. That song's called Up in the Air, which some of you may know. But it's been incredible so far.
And Up in the Air, something that I picked up on is sonically, there's a lot of electronics and studio-based stuff. Do you think that the song's going to take on another lease of life of its own when being played in the live environment?
I think it's going to melt people's brains.
Yes.
I hope that it blows people's eyelids off. But the album is very much a new beginning for us.
Right.
And this is an album that has some of the kind of heaviest, nastiest guitars that we've ever had on an album. And some of the most orchestral symphonic elements as well. So it's very much a listening experience. It's not a collection of singles.
Right.
It's very much not a pop album. It's 30 Seconds to Mars all the way through.
Does it make it tough to pick up, when you've got something that's as wide and varied as the new record, does it make it tough to pick that first song that people hear? And is Up in the Air a good indication of the record?
I think it's a good beginning.
Right.
It starts the conversation, and we have other songs that are going to be fun to follow it up with for sure.
Right. I always think, is this the worst part of being a band, when you've got the record and you're dying for people to hear it and you're dying to hit the stage with it?
It's not the worst part. The worst part of being in a band is being stuck backstage somewhere, and I can't say that. It's going to be too gross.
Bad catering?
No, I was going to spill the beans in something, but I can't do it. I would say this is a great part.
Right.
You've made an album, especially when you feel great about the record like we do. We feel like we've made the album of a lifetime, and we're so excited for people to hear the album. I shot a video, editing in the other room. You might have seen a guy playing with some images. So we're editing right now. We've been releasing material, teasers, content, and it's an incredibly exciting time.
And is there plenty of this record that's going to go straight into the set?
I think certainly. There will be songs. We'll play at least 3 or 4 new songs. I'm sure Conquistador will be a song that we play. It's has a blistering guitar riff in it.
Wow.
And we're psyched. Download's going to be the first time we play any new songs for the UK audience. Yeah. And it's the best audience in the world. Download, people are nuts there, and I love it because I'm nuts as well. So we've played there twice, and both shows have been legendary for us. Yeah. They've been incredible.
The second stage really felt like like from an outsider's perspective, really felt like a moment in terms of the UK and 30 Seconds to Mars.
It was. Download headlining a couple years ago was a defining moment for us. That Rage Against the Rage started playing the main stage. We were headlining second, and we just thought everybody was going to leave, and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and people stayed and they were there for us. As soon as we were done, we ran over to see Rage. So we thought that everybody else was going to run over sooner, but thankfully we have the really loyal and passionate and committed group of maniacs that share this adventure with us, and they're at Download. That's our tribe. So we're happy to be there. Can't wait to see everybody.
There's something that's kind of changed throughout the years. Like, you were kind of an anomaly and a curiosity for people, like at Download 6 years ago, and like to the rock and metal community, 30 Seconds to Mars, 30 Seconds to Mars. But do you still feel like you're a curiosity and the movie
like an albino jackalope? No, I think that conversation's been silenced. I think that consistency adds to consistency, passion, and commitment. And results speak for themselves. And I think that people get it and they understand that there's, maybe an exception to the rule here, and that's okay. But this is the stuff of dreams. The success that we've had in the UK, we never in a million years thought that we would have. And, we're a band that started at the Barfly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And played every single venue in London. Yeah. And have toured the UK numerous times. And it's been legendary.
Do you have the bit between your teeth, though, when you have, you're not just preaching to the converted? There's one thing at a 30 Seconds to Mars show, but like in a festival crowd environment like Download, does it kind of light an extra fire that people might be skeptical there that haven't seen your band before? Does it give you that extra?
No, not at all. What gives me the extra fire is because I know the audience is unstoppable, insatiable, and insane. And I love that. That is the fuel to my fire. We grew up playing, the 11 a.m. slot on the festival. We earned it.
Yeah, totally.
That is our backyard. We know that better than almost anyone. And I think audiences know that we're there to give them the best show that we can, and to give them a moment that they won't forget. So we're there for them. They've been there for us, and we're gonna destroy. We're gonna devastate. It'll be a blast.
You'll see that on the Sunday night at Download Festival. Stick around. Jared's going to be answering your questions. More from Jared later in the show when he'll be back to answer your questions. Remember to check the Scuzz Facebook page to submit your questions for the next band that's going to be on the Lowdown. Right then, time for me to showcase how bonkers our Facebook crew are. That's right, it's the Downloads Big 10. This week, we wanted to know, what's the most impressive thing you can do in 30 seconds? 10 great answers, only one can win a pair of Download tickets, let's go. 10, Stacey Williams says, in 30 seconds, I can dislocate both shoulders and pop them back in. Painful. Number 9, Chris Wheeler says 10 keepy uppies while drinking a brew. Do it and put it on Vine, and we'll put it on the Scuzz Facebook page, because I don't believe that can be done. Number 8, David Ralph says eat a whole pack of cookies. Greedy bugger. Number 7, Robert Unwin says roll at least 5 cigs. I'm not having that. You having that? In 30 seconds? No, we're not having that. Number 6, Vanessa Nightmare Zombie Echelon says, go without blinking, lol, wish it was something cooler. I think that's pretty cool. Number 5, Sue Walsh says, Sue Walsh Evans says, lick my feet clean. Clean from what? I don't want to know. Number 4, Dave Bramley says, listen to Napalm Death's You Suffer But Why 23 times. He's actually done the maths on that as well, impressed. Number 3, Andy Sparks says, stuff my entire fist into my mouth without gagging. Ladies, I'm single. Shall I have a go? No, I'm over. I'll yak everywhere. Number 2, Tina Dunn says, fart. It takes you 30 seconds to fart. That's a lot of... And number 1, Woody Phoenix wins a pair of tickets to Download Festival for saying he made his daughter in 30 seconds. She'll grow up and see this, you know. That's it for part 2. I'm glad you haven't made it a foreign language this week. Still to come, 30 Seconds to Mars answer your questions. I chat to Blitz Kids, plus of course, what would Bruce do? Your shout outs and requests. See you in 240 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 138, 139, 140. See? Told ya. Welcome back to the Lowdown, the official Download Festival TV show, right here on Scuzz TV with me, Bees. Unless you're watching the YouTube repeat, in which case I'm probably on your monitor. Still to come on the show, 30 Seconds to Mars answer your fan questions, what would Bruce do, plus your requests and shout outs. Right now though, it's time for me to catch up with Blitz Kids. I was just going to sit there and watch you pull faces at each other for a while. Joe and Jono from Blitz Kids on the Lowdown. So, we were about to start saying, before we started rolling, you have played Download before. Yes, it sounded like there was going to be a bit of a story behind that. Outside of, we just turned up and played Download.
We kind of did, didn't we? It was like on the Red Bull stage, one of the smaller, I think it was the smallest one, isn't it?
It is.
We're like maybe like 4th on. But yeah, it was great. I mean, like, these guys had to go home to go to work.
Oh, you had to work the next day?
Yeah, afterwards. And I stayed with my mate.
Yeah.
And, like, I fell asleep in a Portaloo for, like, 5 hours. And he was like, I had 40 missed calls off him. And, like, I emerged, and this is at, like, 3 p.m.
Oh, good.
I emerged, like, 5 hours later, and he was still there, just, like, he was wasted as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, where have you been? I was like, I've just been for a And I like come out and like I had like an unopened can of Chewbog that I brought with me, and I was just like carried on drinking, just steady.
Is that when you met matey girl from X Factor?
Oh yeah, Katie Waysall.
No, I saw her floating about the other year.
She asked me to be her guitarist.
Did you tell her to?
I actually.
Did he? Thought he said he would.
Really? How much?
And then manager was just buying him beers constantly.
I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, that sounds legit. Yeah, I was like, the more I got, like, I was like, you know what, she looks all right.
Yeah.
She's not.
No,
she's not.
She looks all right.
Yeah, I am a beer goggles. Yeah, I am a beer
goggles.
beer goggles on, and I was just like, you know what, if I say yes, then maybe, just maybe, I don't have to sleep in the van tonight.
Well, you've already slept around a Portaloo at this point in time.
Yeah,
how the hell did you fall asleep in a Portaloo? Because those things, anyone who's been into Portaloo, like, knows that it's hell
That's
on
how
earth.
you always sleep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Every single time we go anywhere, there'll be a bed available and he'll sleep like that.
He
does it on planes. He puts his table down and goes.
He's just trying to suck
his
yourself
face
off.
on the thing.
No, I mean, gradually.
For years.
Hopefully, by the time I'm like 30, my back will be that versatile. My vertebrae will have kind of like
solid plans.
Developed that much.
No rib removal needed. Jono Yates' 8-year plan to sucking yourself off.
Yeah. The YouTube video is going to be a sensation.
Amazing.
I don't think it's going to be. That probably won't be on YouTube, will it? YouPorn.
Let's talk about your album, mate. So, album is done, dusted, right?
Done, dusted, delivered, yeah.
Do you know when it's out? Is it going to be out in the summer?
Yeah.
September something.
Oh, sweet.
September the something or other. Yeah.
Cool. Is there going to be much new stuff in the set of Download, or is it just going to be on my own and that?
Half and half, I think.
Literally half an hour.
Have we got half an hour?
I think probably got half an hour.
I think we just do half and half. We
Cool.
do half the EP that we just released and half the new album.
Yeah.
Because the new album's better.
Hangover slot. First thing, Sunday morning.
When I saw that, I was like, yes, we're playing Downloads. Like,
so
when are we
loud.
playing? Oh, what's that? Is that we're the first on the Sunday. Okay, well, I'll have been there the whole weekend. Yeah. I'll be in the bin.
This is it. I was about to say, ordinarily, I worry about the hangover of the audience.
Oh, mate, yo,
but being around
that's
you
gonna be
lot, I'm
nothing.
worried about
That is
the
nothing to what
hangover
we're
of the
gonna have.
band.
Nothing.
We're
Yeah.
going to be firmly in the bin.
Yeah.
That'll be all
Solidly.
right.
So, have you got any other? Are you nervous about this year? Because it's weird, like industry 101 here. It's rare that you get a band that have got an album and everyone who's heard it has gone, "This is going to be massive." Loads of people, like no pressure at all, but totally loads of pressure. Like everyone who's heard it, like no one's gone, "Oh, it's really good." Literally everyone I've spoken to who's heard material from it has gone, "It's going to be colossal."
Yeah.
Does that add a bit of pressure on?
Now it has, yeah. Now you've said that, I didn't actually know.
Good. It's all right. There's only a couple of million of them out there.
I listened to it and I'm like, you know what? We did all right on this album. Now you've said that.
And it is on my own a good indication of where the record goes.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, we put out the sort of heaviest, weirdest one. We wanted to make sure people didn't think we were going to come back sounding like One Direction.
I wish they had come back to
I know, yeah, but everyone was like, they've gone to LA.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's it. They're going to come back and it's just going to be Joe and like it's going to be backing singers.
Blitz Kids, the Hollywood years.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah. So we were just like, no, that's exactly not what's happened. So I wanted to show them that this hasn't happened.
We still play instruments.
Is it a diverse record?
We're not. Yeah,
We haven't thrown the guitars in the bin yet.
No, we haven't quite got the stools and the white tuxedos and the standing up for the key changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's with album number 3.
There are key changes though, right?
I think is there any key change? We forgot. We've got to put them in.
Ah,
Forgot to put 'em in.
unbelievable scene.
We put one in every single release except for this one.
We had to grow up at some point. This is, it's bull. I don't do that anymore.
Well, I
And
do.
Just to do it for,
I love it, mate.
Just do it for like the laughs.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
a joke
gigs.
that isn't funny anymore.
Yeah, it's like a Westlife kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
totally.
It's just like, dun, dun. It's just like, what
It is
going
always
on
nice
here?
to see like the long-haired 5-year-old gent at the back go. When it happens,
see what you've
if
done
you stand there like this going, this is toss. I'm not.
Oh, the key change.
Key changes
Everyone loves
everything.
the key change. It's like, dun, like sparks from the f***ing, yeah.
Whitney
Having
Houston
it.
101.
Yeah.
Right.
May she rest in peace.
Opening the Zippo stage on the Sunday of this year's Download Festival, Blitz Kids. This is on my own. Cheers for coming in.
Nice one. Cheers, man.
Time for the fan questions you sent in for 30 Seconds to Mars. Remember to head on over to the Scuzz Facebook page, addressed down here as usual, to see who's in for the next bout of questions. Echelon, you've been waiting patiently. Did your question get asked? You're about to find out. Welcome back to the 30 Seconds to Mars special edition of the Lowdown. Your questions. Well, not your questions, your questions. Nicola Colette Yates asks, you all have tattoos in 30 Seconds to Mars. Would you ever consider getting a tattoo to represent the Echelon?
Well, I mean, I have tattoos that represent all of us, and I think a lot of us out there share similar tattoos, which is kind of fun. We're all in a tribe together, so it's nice to make your mark and to be marked as a sign of commitment and loyalty. So yeah.
Absolutely. Liam McNair asks, if you had the chance to be in another band that wasn't 30 Seconds to Mars, what band would you like to be in?
I would never be in another band.
No?
I would never. I have no desire. I would never do it. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't ever walk down this path.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Tombo Heller says, what's the best thing you've done during your time away from 30 Seconds to Mars?
Write and record Love, Lust,
Yeah.
Faith and Dreams.
Has it just been like that's what you've lived for like
That's
the
it.
last... Because outside of the public eye, you've just been beavering away on this
That's
record.
it. That's it. I've been in tunneling, digging myself deeper and then digging myself out. So I started recording while I was on the road, April 2011. And by the time I was off the road in December, I had 14 songs. And I ended up writing and recording over 70 songs.
Wow.
But I think there was less than a week off, and I was in India writing,
Right.
recording. We built a portable studio, and I was doing these site-specific recordings where I would just kind of open up a session and record on the spot, write a song spontaneously, and
Right.
that a lot of that material ended up on the record. There's a song called Pyres of Varanasi that is really kind of big and bombastic and really beautiful, that was inspired by India.
And how tough was it to get from 70 songs down to 14? I mean, that must have been hellacious.
You have to be good at, it's kind of like being in the back of a station wagon and kicking one of your kids out the window.
Right. The ugly one.
You know, you got to do it. So.
Right. Gareth, son of Thor Wardle, asks, have you ever considered going back to a 4-piece and getting a permanent bassist again?
Well, no, we haven't. I think I like the way we started as a 3-piece. Went to kind of a 5-piece at one point, and then back to a 3-piece. So it's grown and then shrunk back to what it originally was, and I think it works really well that way. We have a really small unit, and I think that we all like it like that.
Amazing. James Hatton says, who's your favourite Disney princess?
I don't even know what that means.
You know, a princess in a Disney film. Like Princess Jasmine.
Can
from
you
Aladdin.
really say what your favorite... Does that sound a little perverted if you started talking about your favorite Disney princess?
I went there.
Did you?
That speaks volumes about me, though, in fairness.
Yeah, I
Should
don't
we move
know.
on?
Pocahontas? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
well,
Okay.
you can
I don't know,
Pocahontas if you want to. Matthew Evans, final question says, when will you get to Mars?
Never. That's
Never.
part of the trick. You know, the name of the band really has little to do with Mars itself or space. You know, it's more about the immediacy. It's more about the picture that it paints, and it's more about the fact that it's a title that makes people ask questions rather than give answers. And I think that it represents the sound of our music in a really unique way. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for your questions, guys. Thanks for your time today, Jared. Stick
you
around
soon.
for more from the Lowdown. Yes, it's time for What Would Bruce Do? Iron Maiden's very own Bruce Dickinson has been given a certain set of scenarios, and we want you to guess which option he goes with. This week, we asked him if he would rather never read another book or never hear another song.
I think I would have to say, oh, that's a difficult one. That's tough.
What would Bruce do?
While he's taking his sweet time thinking about it, we'll go to an ad break. Which do you think he goes with? Hit us up on Twitter now, @ScuzzTV, and the hashtag is WWBD. The answer will be coming up right after this. Welcome back to the final part of the Lowdown. Earlier, we asked Bruce Dickinson, heavy metal legend, if he would rather never read another book or never hear another song. You've had your say on Twitter, but here's what Bruce would actually do.
I'd have to go see the movie.
What would Bruce do?
Right, more What Would Bruce Do next week, and you can, of course, catch Iron Maiden killing it on the main stage on the Saturday night of this year's Download Festival. Made in England setlist. It's gonna be mint. Time for your shout-outs. You take over the show for a couple of minutes. Quite nice. Christopher D. Price wants to give a shout-out to Rick and the Sheffield crew from the Scots. Unite the clans. Lovely stuff. Aaron Black wants to give a shout-out to P. Diddy for killing WrestleMania. Not as good as Limp Bizkit. Matty C. Collins wants to give a shout-out to Steve and Gene, his metal partners in crime. Darren Edney wants to give a shout-out to himself for sending back a download ticket that he received by mistake, which was attached to his own. Gypsies of the Week going, I could have had that. Woody Phoenix, who won a pair of tickets earlier, he's taken over the show, mate. Shout out to his wife, Kelly, who is missing Download this year because she unexpectedly fell pregnant. She'll be missed. It's all right, Kelly, you're not missing much. Lloyd the Royd, Clark Davey wants to say he wants to play Hell Yeah, Band of Brothers, and give a quick shout out to the big dogs going to Download to smash it. Hell Yeah, Band of Brothers. There are very few things that I enjoy in this world more than saying, hell yeah! Vinnie Paul coming back to Download this year, going to be killer. One more request. Joey Mossforth wants to play Road Sick by Cancer Bats. Anytime anyone suggests Cancer Bats, we're going to play it. Joey Mossforth, this one's for you. Right, I don't know what awaits me at the end of this, but I've just been told to say the line at the end, and then they've got to set up for it, so fear the worst.
We'll see you next week, where we chat to cancer bats plus fearless vampire killers, all the usual shenanigans. I'm off to fight crime. See you next week. I'm flying, Jack. The things I do for heavy metal.
Woo!